since Mica's death. It doesn't surprise me because of what I've heard since then.
With many people in the country still questioning the official ruling of Mica Miller's death as a suicide, her husband has been hit by a sexual assault lawsuit. An unnamed lady has come forward and accused John Paul Miller of raping her when she was a minor. According to the lawsuit, Pastor Miller is accused of sexually assaulting a Jane Doe again decades later. The Myrtle Beach pastor is being sued by an anonymous lady. John Paul's father, the Cathedral Baptist Church of the Grand Strand, Nations Cathedral, and the Solid Rock Ministries have also been mentioned in the 43-page complaint that was filed last week. This is after Mica's death left many pointing a finger at the husband. However, no allegations against him have been sustained. The lady filing the complaint is suing him for assault and battery, civil conspiracy, negligence, infliction of emotional distress, and violation of the South Carolina Unfair Trade Practices Act. The suit stipulates that the Solid Rock Cathedral and their staff had an opportunity to prevent harm against vulnerable kids, but they ignored clear signs of minors being sexually abused or exploited by church volunteers, members, and staff. The suit argues that despite knowing Pastor Miller's behavior, the church officials and his father took steps to cover up and suppress the reports of his actions, while allowing him to remain as a figure of authority in the church. According to the suit, when Jane Doe was 15 years old in 1998, she attended the Cathedral Baptist Church of the Grand Strand, Inc., that's now known as the All Nations Church, with her grandparents. That's where she met 19-year-old Miller, who was working as the youth leader. During their conversations, it's alleged that Miller forced Jane Doe into his dad's office and later his truck, where he raped her. At that time, Jane didn't comprehend the nature of what Miller had done to her, so she repressed the trauma until decades later, when she met him again in 2023. He then allegedly put his hands down her pants in public and touched her genitals without her consent. The lawsuit states that the church was his sexual playground. When Jane Doe learned of Mica's death, she felt immense guilt and believed if she had talked, she would have prevented further harm to others. This lawsuit comes a few months after the FBI raided his home in Myrtle Beach area, but didn't arrest him or name him as the main suspect in his wife's death. Back on April 27, 2024, Mica Miller called 911 and asked the dispatcher to track her location. When the dispatcher asked further, Miller's wife said she was about to kill herself and needed her family to be able to easily locate her body. Earlier that day, she had been captured on a security clip buying a gun and was found dead in Lumber River State Park in North Carolina. The people questioning Mica's death are pointing at her husband and have accused him of abusing his wife. So what do you think? Is Pastor Miller guilty for his wife's death and sexual assault? Miller has strenuously denied any involvement with Mica's death, but has not responded to the sexual assault lawsuit.